Yo, what's happening, world? B-Marsh Boxing, what's going on, world? We back at it with another boxing video. I just finished watching Brian Norman defending his WBO strap versus JIN Sasaki in Japan. And Norman, what's his name, ain't come to Japan to play. I forgot who's on the horizon for a fight. But anyways, let me get into it. First round, man, Norman drops this guy twice. You know, the guy Sasaki had a leaky defense. You know, it really looked like out there, to be honest. You know, the guy wouldn't keep his guard up. He was throwing big, wide punches. I'm talking about Sasaki and missing him. And Brian Norman was just in position to counter the man. You know what I'm saying? So it was a nice display of power that the man Norman displayed in the first two rounds. Both shots were like shots like kind of on the temple, and the guy Sasaki went down. You know what I mean? And then round two, the man Norman just would corner the guy, you know, in the corner, and was just beating him to a pulp. You know what I'm saying? Then the man started to show some fight in him. Sasaki, you know, was throwing big punches, you know, big wide punches, but they fighting more phone booth style, you know, up close and personal and things, you know what I mean? You check it, so, you know, close, you know, in close quarters. Yeah, then the man Norman just started to gauge his distance properly. Now he's going for the KO. You know, he separated himself as far as, you know, phone booth style. The distance, kick the guy at the edge of his jab, the jab to the stomach, you know what I'm saying? And then the guy goes to defend his stomach, doesn't keep his guard up, his right hand up, he ain't holding it up like a telephone. And then he gets clipped with a mean left hook, man, pulling up out of that jab that was thrown to the stomach. You know what I'm saying? You know, so, and he got laid out, man. He got knocked out cold. Slim got laid out cold. Yeah, I mean, it was crucial. And I gotta give it up to the Japanese audience. They ain't boo the man. They ain't throw stuff at him, bottles and beers and shit like that. When the knockout happened, they was like, oh, of course. It happened in less than a second. The knockout, it was that quick. But what they do after that, they applauded the man Brian Norman, you know what I mean? They gave him his props, his credit. They applauded the man, and you gotta give it up to them for that, you know? That's enough respect to them, you know what I mean? They came out to get entertained, whether it's a fighter from Japan or whomever getting laid out or slumped out. It don't matter. They paid their hard-earned money, and they got the entertainment they were looking for. Preferably, they would have liked, I'm sure, the Japanese JIN Sasaki to win the world title, but nah, it was amateur hour out there, man. Brian Norman, excuse me. He put in work. I'm forgetting who Brian Norman. I heard he probably is going to be fighting next. Is it Devin Haney? I'm not too sure, man, but it's about that time, man. Like Brian Norman gets some names, some known names on his resume. You know, fucking with the top-ranked guys. You know, they always gonna give you guys that we never heard of. You know what I mean? At least the man traveled to Japan, gets to sightsee and see the world. And with that being said, the man Brian Norman defends his title in spectacular fashion. B-Marsh Boxing, leave your thoughts and comments. I'm out here, man. It's going to be a 90-degree day today in Washington, D.C. And all is well, man. Just be safe out there, and happy Juneteenth to everybody out there who's celebrating Juneteenth. B-Marsh Boxing, y'all. I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out of here. If you're new to the channel, please share and subscribe. Leave your thoughts and comments. I'm gone. Y'all ain't seen kicks like these in a minute, right? Peace.